What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Homesick by Kane Brown. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments below what are the songs by Kane Brown that you want to learn on guitar. Guys, the first thing you want to know to play Homesick on guitar is that in order to get rid of some bar chords and keep this as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 1st fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing you want to know for Homesick is the structure of this song. We're going to start with a little intro, then we're going to do verse, then chorus, then verse, then chorus again, then we're going to do bridge, which is the same as the chorus chords, and then we're going to do one last chorus on the way out of the song. And the last thing before we dive in, guys, is the 5 chords we need to play this song. The first one is G, the next one is D over F sharp, the next one is E minor, the next one is C, and the last one is a regular D. And I'll have chord charts for all of those in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. So one quick little note before we dive into this. So this song is actually played with 2 acoustic guitars throughout the whole entire song. If you watch the music video, you can actually see that it's 2 different guitars. It's kind of weird because it sounds like just one whenever you're listening to it just straight up, but it's actually 2. There's one playing rhythm, and there's one playing the little picking part in the background. So what I did with this is I tried to focus on the rhythm mostly for those who want to do covers and stuff, but then I tried to throw in some of those cool picking parts that you hear, specifically like in the intro, and a little bit in the chorus as well, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. You don't necessarily have to do those picking parts if you don't want to, and I also left other picking parts out because they didn't really fit together and do this like, again, I try to focus this as a lesson that would be somebody could cover this directly just by themselves with an acoustic guitar. So there's some picking parts that I left out, but I included the ones that worked well with the rhythm played at the same time. So anyways, guys, with all that said, let's dive in. And with all that in mind, guys, let's get started with our intro, chorus, and bridge chord progression. Our chord progression for that is going to be G, D over F sharp, E minor, and C in that order. And then you'll notice in parentheses, there's a little extra C and a D down there at the bottom. What that is that when we're playing the chorus, we're going to add at the very end of the chorus, the very last time we go through that chord progression on the end of the chorus, we're going to add an extra C, and we're going to add an extra D chord at the very end of that. So that's going to be our chord progression. Now on to our picking pattern. So what we're going to be doing for our picking pattern, we're going to start with our G here. What we're going to do is we're going to go low E, B, and G at the same time. We're going to pick that, and then we're going to slap, and then we're going to pick it, slap, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pick low E, G, and B at the same time, but we're going to hammer on with this finger down here to 1st fret on the B string. So we're going to go, and then we're going to go G and B at the same time, and we're going to do a 3rd fret on the B string. And then we're going to open that back up and then do a 2nd fret on the G string and play low E, G, and B at the same time. And then we're going to add one last slap to the end of that. So altogether, your G chord picking progression, really slow, should look something like this. From there, we're going to go to our D over F sharp, which is going to look really similar. What we're going to do there is we're going to do low E, G, and B at the same time, slap, same E, G, B, slap, and then we're going to do low E, G, and B, and we're going to do a hammer on to 1st fret of the B, and then we're going to do G and B again at the same time and 3rd fret on B, and then we're going to go to 2nd fret on the basically, we're actually back to the full chord there. So we're going to go 2nd fret on the G, 3rd on the B, 2nd on the low E, and then slap. So again, one time through that really slow. Then we go to our E minor, and we're going to do low E, G, and bass note at the same time. Slap, E, G, B, slap. And then we go to C, and we're going to go A, G, B, slap, A, G, B, slap. And then, like I said, with that chorus, we're going to go ahead and do that again for the C. We're going to go, and then we go to the D, and we just let that hang out for just one, no slaps on that D. And we're only going to do that for the choruses. For the intro and for the bridge, we're just going to end on that very first C. So that might seem a little bit tricky and a little bit detailed to some of you guys, but I promise with a little bit of practice, you'll have it in no time. It's a pretty straightforward thing, and also it's very slow. So you can kind of take your time with this, start really slow, practice until you can get it full speed. So I'm going to play through it really slowly so you can see exactly what I'm doing, and I'm going to play through it a couple times full speed so you can match it up with the speed of the song. Slowly should look something like this. And guys, on this full speed playthrough, I'm going to play through the chorus chord progression. So we're going to go ahead and play through that whole progression once, and then we're going to tack on that last extra C chord and that single D at the very end. So this is the chorus, but this is also what's played in the intro and the bridge. And guys, the only other thing we need to know to play Homesick is the verse. What we're doing for the verse is that same chord progression, G, D over F sharp, E minor, and C. And what we're going to be doing for our picking pattern for verses is actually going to be really similar to what we were doing for chorus, but a little bit easier. So what we're going to be doing for each chord is we're going to play E, G, B, slap, E, G, B, slap, and then we're going to do E, G, B, E, G, B pretty quickly, so no slap in between those, and then we're going to do a slap at the end of that one, and then E, G, B, slap. So not super tricky. It's basically the same thing we're doing in the chorus. We kind of play the same thing throughout this whole song, but we add kind of little complexities with the picking and stuff like that. But it's really pretty much the same chord progression throughout the entire song, and it follows really, really similar picking pattern throughout the whole song. So what we're doing is main thing, just hit those notes, get those slaps in, just like that. The only exception to that picking pattern is that for your C chord, instead of playing E, G, B, you're going to play A, G, B for each chord. You're just changing the bass note on that. So guys, pretty straightforward, but a couple times through that verse chord progression with that little picking pattern should look something like this. And guys, that is everything you should need to know to play Homesick on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helps you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 575 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or a ukulele, there cannot be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see a short daily preview of what song I'm teaching before I actually teach it, you can hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. Guys, Homesick is a beautiful song, and I actually have been really digging Kane Brown lately. I wasn't totally sure about him when he first came out. I don't like a lot of new country, but the more that I listen to Kane Brown, the more I like his style, especially this song with this guitar piece in it, because I love how he incorporates those 2 guitars in there and that does that really cool but simple rhythm aspect of it, but adds this cool little picking part that just, the dynamics of both of those guitars really go well together. And it also is a really good song for beginners to play because all of the chords in this are beginner friendly. The finger picking is a little bit tricky, but like I said, you can simplify it down to just that rhythm part and get rid of the picking, and it's about as beginner friendly as you can be with a finger picking song. It's a really great one for beginners because you got a lot of options to make it as easy or as advanced as you want it to be. So anyways guys, it's an awesome song, it's a beautiful song, I love it. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it, and I'll see y'all soon.